it still baffles me about this segment I'm about to get into that this even needs to be talked about. I talked about this last year after the World Championship for the track and field events, and I got a lot of traction to be the least, say the least, and I didn't even intend for that. I don't really do things to do clickbait. That's not what I do. I just like to speak the facts of things. And for one reason or another, we have gone an entire year, and at this point in time, the hate for Noah Lyles is still stronger than ever, and it's honestly become stronger than ever. And you know what's interesting about this? At first, when he said the world champions thing, a lot of people were debating it and whatnot. But what baffles me is what just drives me crazy about the situation is that we have now somehow, like, the only thing in the entire world that's agreed upon is that every nation outside of America, for some reason, seems to be in 100% unison and agreement on that what Noah Lyles said is accurate and correct, except for the United States of America. And I really can't even explain to you anybody. I don't understand why we can't seem to understand this concept. But the hate for Noah Lyles is deep. It makes no sense. If other nations want to hate on Noah Lyles, that's fine. That doesn't matter. They're supposed to. But for Americans to hate on Noah Lyles is makes absolutely no sense to me. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of two aspects of what he said. And the funny thing about this is actually I was a little hesitant because originally when I was preparing this message and the segment was that Noah Lyles had the whole Anthony Edwards statement. And then we find out the clarity of what it was actually said and what he meant. And it's not that big of a deal that we just over and reacted as we like to do here in America a lot. So the first thing is I'm going to keep this short and sweet with people because this whole hate, first of all, the fact that we're hating a guy for saying like a thing about world champions is the most bizarre thing ever. There's like a billion things I could say are worse and more significant than what he said. And the fact that that's what we draw the line at here in America, I guess, for what's wrong, I really don't understand it at all. But let's say the facts. What he said 1 year ago at the World Championship was that he is a world champion. And yet we go forward and everybody thinks that they're world champions because they win an NBA or an NFL or whatever the case may be. And then we get to Saturday, and I love USA basketball. Do not get that twisted. And the USA basketball team says, well, now we're world champions or something along those lines in that tweet. And the truth is thank you, Twitter and Elon Musk, for clarifying that and giving the notes underneath it, the community notes, that no, they're not world champions still. The truth is that what Noah Lyles said was a very straightforward thing. He was just being factual, not hypothetical. He was not trying to say something to judge, to devalue what anyone has competed against. He was just saying a clarity statement that he was world champion. And so what he's saying, to clarify this, is what you win is the name of what you participate in. Okay? What he's saying is that if you win the World Cup, and that could be the World for track and field, the World Cup for basketball, the World Cup for soccer, people say football, the MLB, World Baseball Classic, so on and so forth. What you win is the World Championship. It's in the name. When you win an NBA, an NFL, an MLB, whatever the case may be, championship, you are winning an NBA, an MLB, an NFL championship. If you win the Olympics, you are an Olympian. You're a gold medalist, a bronze, silver medalist of the Olympics. It's not complicated. This was not something that I believe was meant to devalue the whatever the case may be for any of these athletes. And quite frankly, what all I'm seeing happening is a lot of people in the NBA and the NFL and whatever the case may be is in a statement now of saying, oh, well, our league isn't that good anymore. We're the NBA. We're whatever. Yes, you are the best league. Congratulations. You are great. There is no one that's even comparable to what the NBA is or the NFL or any of these things. All that is being stated right now is that for these guys, what you are is that you're winning the best league in the world, and that's the NBA. So you're an NBA champion. Congratulations. Hold that to great high value and high standards because that is a massive accomplishment. Don't devalue the name of the NBA. What you are is you're the NBA champion, and that is a massive accomplishment and award. There's nothing you can take away from that. And that's all Noah Lyles was saying to begin with. So, like I said, the whole world is agreement on that except for the United States of America. I don't think anybody's going to get the point in America because they don't seem to understand common like technicality and realization of what actually happens. We live in a theoretical world, but that's that case. The second case then is what happened yesterday. The Anthony Edwards shoe release thing happens in the Olympics, and he's invited to go be a part of it. And he says he's not going to go. I'm not going to read the whole quote he said. And then he clarifies it, though. And then obviously everyone starts blowing up saying, well, why are you saying that? How are you not going to do that? So disrespectful. And then he comes out and says, no, I just have other commitments I had to go do for myself. I wasn't able to go. So it really shouldn't even been talked about. It really doesn't matter. But secondly, for people that were having a massive come apart about Noah Lyles, when all he did was pretty much just say, no, I'm not going to go, is that think about this realization, what actually happened. Just because it's Noah Lyles, it seems like a lot of people just want to like put a blanket over and make it sound a lot worse than it actually is. But all he was saying is that Noah Lyles, for comparison, this is a 6-time world champion. He is a 3-time gold Olympic medalist. He is also 27 years old. Anthony Edwards is 23 years old. He just won his first gold medal. He hasn't really done much yet. He's a great player. I love Anthony Edwards. I'm about one of his biggest fans. But Noah Lyles, at the end of the day, you're asking a guy from another sport that doesn't even know who really, they don't have any form of relationship. He's much younger than him. Noah Lyles has got a lot of things he's got to attend because he is Noah Lyles. And now, for some reason or another, people are bashing him for not going to Anthony Edwards' shoe release. When on top of that, what Noah Lyles has been asking for over a year is that he wants his own shoe of some sort from Adidas, and they haven't given it to him. So the whole situation just seems very blown out of proportion and should not be addressed or really even talked about because it's not that big of a deal. I just want to clarify that. But what I want to ask is why in America is it that so many people look at a guy like Noah Lyles and at last we finally have gotten the guy that can compete on a world stage? We've had some great guys in the past, but he's now, most likely if you're going to look at his times and whatnot, he's probably considered now the fastest American to ever live. And he still has at least another Olympics to compete in his prime. And we finally have this guy after being beat up on for however many years, or my entire life at least, of not being able to compete in the Olympics, not being able to compete in the Worlds, not being able to compete in any of these different aspects. And we finally get one, and everybody wants to hate on the dude. Like, I don't know if there's another country that hates on their athletes more than we do as a whole. We like some of them. Yes, there are some, but the hate overall is a little bit ridiculous. And I just want to say that, sure, there's things that, of course, I'm not going to agree with everything that every athlete does. I don't even agree with everything Noah Lyles does. But the amount of hate that we like to have here towards people and towards, an athlete in this case for just something that they say, it baffles me. It blows me away. It is ridiculous in all honesty that's the thing that we're going to draw the line. Like I said, if your anger towards Noah Lyles and this hate for him really stems from him saying a factual statement that really it meant nothing, that's probably something you should evaluate, that you're really consuming time of your life to try to hating on the dude because of that. So I just want to say that obviously the Olympics did not go as planned for Noah Lyles. Now, that's the crazy thing saying that, just so we put that out there. It didn't go as planned, even though he walked away as a gold and bronze medalist. That's pretty insane. And that bronze medalist was accomplished with COVID. So if that's a disappointing Olympics for how good Noah Lyles is. The goal was for him to go get the three-peat and possibly even originally, I know this was very unlikely to happen, but I know a couple months ago we were possibly saying he's going to run the 400 as well. And so we could see if that happens, next Olympics in California, in America. Do we possibly see Noah Lyles go for the 100, the 200, then the 300, or the 4 by 100 relay, and then also go for the 4 by 400 relay, a possibility. But I think people just got to just drop the thing. It's not that big of a deal. Of course, you don't have to agree with everything he says, but that thing is just a statement. It's a factual basis on what a world champion is. So if that is so hard to understand, I'm not really sure what to say to everybody, but it's just a factual statement. I do not believe there was any form of what he said when he made that statement that was coming out as trying to disregard or devalue winning any of those different championships. So that's my statement on that. And I think that people realize just what he said is probably better. He does obviously come across as cocky to a lot of people and whatnot. And so like I said, there's not everything he does that I agree with personally. It's just that the hate that people have for the best American runner we've probably ever had and maybe ever will have at the male spot at least is ridiculous in all honesty.